as stated in the opening ceremony, is to advise us, the student members of FFA, from time to time as the need arises. Our keynote speaker tonight has done that whenever we have asked for it. The advice he has given us is always contains true knowledge and is ripened with wisdom. Would you all please welcome advisory board member and landscape contractor Rob DeMello.
Before I start with my little spiel, I just want to say I want to congratulate these kids on what they did this year at the FFA. They really kicked butt. I had a brief opportunity to work with them right before they went, and we had a very intense 4-hour seminar, if you will, on how to do the presentation, and it worked, and that makes me feel really good. So my name is Rob DeMello. I run DeMello Brothers Landscaping with my sister and our management team, all of whom are here with me. Like Mrs. Niles said, one team, one family, and that's the horticulture way, if you will. And that's how I feel about our company. That's why they're here with me. My niece is here, and last but not least, my daughter texted me this afternoon and said, are you going to put me in a speech? I said, no, I don't think so. So here I am to embarrassing you for hopefully many, many more years to come. So our company was started in 1976 by my dad, and he eventually brought his brothers in. A few years later after starting, we were a full-service landscape contracting company, and we're based out of Marston Mills. Why am I here? Why am I talking to you guys tonight? Last year, I was here, and they told me to consolidate. I was like, I want to do this one of these years. I want to go up there, and I want to talk. So he's like, all right, no problem. So a few months ago, he's like, you're up. I'm like, all right, what am I going to talk about? You know? And he said, I want you to talk to kids about your story. Inspiration. So, here's my story. I've known for a very long time what I wanted to do from a very young age. I knew I wanted to take over business. I loved working with my dad. I always wanted to be with him. I was always by his side. In elementary school, I would go to work every moment I could. He would tell me not to, and he advised me, you're going to be doing this the rest of your life. Don't do it as a kid. But I didn't care. I wanted to go, and I did it. And I learned a lot from him, and of course all the employees we had at the time. And these employees weren't just your typical employees, they were old-timers. And they taught me a lot. They taught me how to work with my hands. We didn't have machinery like we do today. We had wheelbarrows and shovels. And that's how I learned. Machinery came much, much later. So when it was time for high school, my dad advised me to go to Cape Contact. And I resisted at first. I didn't really want to. I wanted to be with my friends at Barnstable. That's what I wanted to do. But after we talked, or should I say after he talked, after a few sessions of that, it made sense. I mean, I didn't want to do it, but I did it. So I came here. I took automotive, and everybody asked me, why in the world would you take automotive if you're going to take over your dad's business? And it's from what he convinced me to come here was fix your own equipment. Learn how to fix your equipment, savings. And I see what people go through today, how expensive everything is, and thank God I did that. You know, I came here not knowing what a spark plug was, what it did, why it did what it did. But I graduated #1 in my class. So I learned a significant amount from the teachers that I had here, and I worked for a independent mechanic. And I learned how to work on everything from lawnmowers to bulldozers that were stuck in the mud. I worked on everything. I learned how to fabricate. I learned so much. From coming here, it led to all that. So, junior year of high school, I had to start thinking, what are you going to do with the rest of your life? Or should I say, my dad started thinking for me, what are you going to do for the rest of your life? And I mean, we all knew what I wanted to do. I wanted to take over the company. So, where was I going to go to college? My dad and I even talked about maybe not going to college and maybe having my own shop because I was so good at what I did here. But I had it in my heart that I wanted to take over the company. So my dad had another conversation with me. He's like, if you're going to take over the company, you need to learn how to draw and you need to learn how to read a blueprint. Okay. So at that time when I was here, I want to say in the end of my junior year or beginning of my senior year, we had an advisor come from the Stockbridge School of Agriculture. And the guidance counselors made it so I could sit in on this meeting that they were having right up there. We had the meeting, and it was for the horticulture students, and I was the odd duck in there because I was from automotive. But they were like, everybody was like, why are you here? Because nobody knew what I was doing. And I listened, and I learned a lot from that meeting. And then at the end, I was introduced to her with my guidance counselor, and we sat and talked. Her name was Cassie, I still remember her. We talked, and I told her my story, what I wanted to do in life, and why I was here, why I did what I did. And she was pretty impressed, you know, that I came here to learn how to fix my equipment because I want to take over this company someday. So I filled out the application, I took the SAT exams, and thank God I was accepted before those exam results got there, because it wouldn't have been good. But I was accepted before the SAT scores got to Stockbridge. Stockbridge is part of UMass Amherst. So, 1993, I started my journey, and it was a journey. I came from the school, if I'm not mistaken, we had 93 people in my class that graduated. And I was going to a school that had 33,000. So it was quite the culture shock for me. It was scary. It was very scary to go to UMass. But I did it, and I did landscape contracting. It was a 2-year degree in landscape contracting and some turf. So great, I did my 2 years, satisfied my dad's needs, satisfied my needs, I'm done. 2 years of school, I was good. Nope, I couldn't have been any more wrong. Again, we had a conversation. And my dad was like, if you really want to take over, you need to do landscape architecture. You really have to learn. You have to learn everything about this industry. And I'm like, Jesus, I worked with you my whole life. I just did 2 years, what else do I need to learn? Well, there was a lot more I needed to learn. I knew the transition from Stockbridge to the landscape architecture program wouldn't be a problem for me, because I knew everybody, and they liked what they saw in my first 2 years. So, I'm like, I don't want to do this. I don't want to spend any more time in school. I just wanted to get out. And I told them, I'm like, are you kidding me? I don't want to do any more school. But I did. So in 1995, I started another 3-year journey at UMass for my second degree in landscape architecture. It was a very time-consuming program, very difficult, a lot of math, engineering. It was everything combined into one. And I wasn't sure I was going to make it through because it was so intense. But I did it in 3 years. So I had 2 degrees from UMass, Associates in Landscape Contracting and a Bachelor of Science in Landscape Architecture. So 3 years go by, I'm done with school. My senior year, I was in one of the studios designing for my last presentation, and I had 2 older professors that I became very friendly with. I became friendly with all the professors up there, but 2 in particular, old-timers. One was from Hungary, and one was from California, but they both taught at Harvard, and they really liked me. So one Sunday, there was a church on campus, and they would go to that church, and underneath was the cafeteria. So they called me and asked me to come to lunch with them and their wives. So I accepted, and I met them for lunch. I just didn't know what the heck they wanted to talk to me on a Sunday for, you know? Saturday nights at UMass are a little tough sometimes. But I was a good boy. I did all my work. So I met with them, and we were talking. And now instead of my dad asking me if I want to go to school anymore, now my professors are asking me. They're like, are you thinking about going to a master's degree? I'm like, look, I'm done. I can't do this anymore, you know? They're like, do you want to get your master's? I'm like, I don't know. I didn't really even think about that. I just wanted to be done with school. So they pretty much made me an offer that you'd be dumb to say no to. And they said, do you want to go to Harvard? That's a hard question. I mean, there's an easy answer. I'd love to, but I'm not smart enough to test into Harvard. You know, I knew I wasn't. And they're like, don't be dumb. They're like, do you want to go to Harvard? I'm like, what are you telling me? What are you asking me? I don't understand this. They're like, if you want to go, you're in. I'm like, They liked what they saw in me because I came from such a craftsman background, if you will. I knew what I was doing in the field, but I also knew what to do with designing. And they loved seeing that in my designs, how I would design, how realistic I was, as opposed to being at UMass where everybody's a little fruity. They had some wild designs, stuff that wasn't realistic, but I get it. You open your mind, open your horizons. Okay, I get it. But none of it was realistic. I was realistic, and they really liked that about me. So they made me this offer. I was in Harvard if I wanted to go. I didn't know what to say. I said I had to talk to my parents about this. So I called my parents and I talked to them. And, my dad was like, don't be stupid. This is an opportunity you'll never get again. He's like, well, we'll figure out a way for you to pay for it. So I didn't do it. I declined the offer. Till today, I still kick myself in the butt for not doing it. Really should have done it. But shoulda, woulda, coulda. Who knows where I'd be now? Maybe I wouldn't be here right now. I don't know. But I'm not one of those people that worry about the past. I just think of the future. So that part of my life was great. So I graduated from UMass, had my degrees. Life is good. The day I graduated, I was the president of my class, the landscape architecture class. And I walked up the stage, and my dad was there to greet me. This was on a Saturday, if I'm not mistaken. I walk up the stage, he shakes my hand, he's like, school starts Monday. And I'm like, oh God, what happened? And it sucked. It really sucked, I gotta be honest, it was bad. But I learned a lot. I mean, I can't thank my dad enough for how much he taught me. Not only, in the industry, but life. And what it's like to work with certain types of people. We do a lot of work in the Fosterville area. How to deal with the demands of people. And I learned at a very young age how to do that. But one question that I was always asked from, how do I want to say it, well-educated, wealthy people was, who's your mentor? And that's something I didn't even know what it meant. Like, what's a mentor? I didn't know. I was young, dumb, naive. And they would tell me, who do you look up to? Who can you go to that'll guide you through life? I'm like, I don't know, you know, I don't know anybody that well. And I tried. I tried to get close to some of the contractors, some of the customers. We had such a wide variety of people that worked around, and I tried. And it never worked out. Whatever. That's pretty much what I said. I can't do this. I have enough on my plate. And I just wanted to work, and I wanted to run the business, and I wanted to run the business. So, up until recently, I never thought about it again. Like, I never had a mentor, never thought about it. So, recently I realized you have to go through life, and you have to get kicked a lot, you get kicked down, but you get back up. You get kicked down again, and you get back up again. And that's just how life is if you want to be successful. Don't ever let anybody tell you you can't do something. Why did I recently start thinking about a mentor or about life in general? Bear with me here. Recently we lost a mother.